Hi everybody, and today we will talk about what does a successful blockchain look like. Hint, volume isn't everything. Okay, let's go. How do you know that today's most successful NFT blockchain will still be one on top 3 months from now? You don't, and part of that uncertainty has to do with how successful is defined. In the infancy of the non-fungible token NFT space, maybe it was appropriate to obsess over sales volume. While that provides a snapshot of how blockchains rank at a moment in time in terms of a single metric. Sales volume can no longer be considered the only indicator of current performance. Real-world consequences exist for ignoring other metrics. At the surface level, the value of the NFTs and in-game artifacts are diminished, while the price of the utility tokens that operate the platform could be penalized by the market. But the deeper consequence is that a blockchain's sales volume is not indicative of how popular or scalable it might be. Worldwide Asset Exchange or WAX is in a position to form a considered opinion on the subject. While its volume numbers are healthy, the project's founders are adamant that this is not a sufficient goal for an expanding blockchain ecosystem. Transaction capacity is key. Driven by gaming, Wax is the most highly utilized blockchain in the world, processing more than 7 times more daily transactions than any other blockchain. In payment processing terms, that would make Wax the Visa of blockchains, suggesting it would compare favorably with MasterCard or American Express. And all the stakeholders in business, finance, and the general public would recognize that. But what if they said, so what? So you make a lot of transactions, big deals, the dollar volume is all in edge. And they wouldn't be wrong. While credit cards support the vast majority of retail purchases, big ticket transfers for mortgages, car leases, and even to pay back the credit card companies are done mainly through the automated clearinghouse network. Yet, none of those stakeholders compares Visa directly with ACH. They have two different business models, two different value propositions, and are essentially complementary rather than competitors. The market sees the need for the high transaction credit card industry and values it accordingly, acknowledging that not everyone has a house or a car, or for that matter a bank account, so not everyone makes ACH transfers. What about the users? DApp meanwhile, offers pertinent metrics that have little to do with turnover, except to suggest that turnover would subsequently increase or decrease in response to movements in these numbers. How many smart contracts are currently living on the blockchain? How many dApps? Most importantly, how many unique users are using the platform? Again, the myopia seems to originate in Web 3.0, certainly Web 2.0. Metrics were all about acquisition and retention of new pairs of eyeballs. While this led to some bizarre price to earnings ratios in the early days, they were ultimately the most important predictors of each doctor's future success. So, why aren't Web 3.0 platforms measured in terms of user growth, frequency of user interaction, duration of user interaction, and lifetime value per user? Because things first, there could be no Web 2.0 without a Web 1.0, which was developed for a personal computer running Windows NT on an i486 chip with maybe 200 megabyte of hard disk space. CD-ROM was still new and a solid-state drive would set you back at least $1,000. And if that wasn't enough of a reason for coders to write tight, consider all their apps and all their data had to muscle their way through a 4400 baud modem from one phone jack to another. The technological pipeline just wasn't there to support much more than text or the occasional JPG image. As those bottlenecks widened, that's when Web 2.0 became a thing. And those user-based metrics became the most meaningful benchmarks for any online business. And then eventually all businesses with an online component, which is to say everyone. In the case of Web 3.0, the bottlenecks relate to adoption as well as technology, while throughput remains an issue in the blockchain space. Solutions are emerging during the infancy of blockchain technology, when transaction speeds were lagging and the infrastructure was still quite constrained. It made sense to prioritize high value trades rather than high frequency trades. Sales volume was a legitimate proxy for success in those early days. But now a pivot is not just timely, it's overdue. Mainstream adoption is what everyone in the blockchain space has been looking for, says Wax Seo William quickly. To find this, a combination of users' transactions and sales volume must be considered to help cut through the noise and spin to discern real platform adoption and growth potential. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Bye.